How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CCIV. I know you guys are seeing the continued volatility inside of the market. And of course, since I have a long-term view on this play, I feel like I want to make sure I give you guys an update. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support, we want to know resistance. This can help us with formulating a game plan and having the right strategy. And then secondly, we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. This is very key because this will have an impact on the stock price. Then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know, are institutions loading up on CCIV, especially since we have the vote and as well as a business combination that's going to be coming up. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going over the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's jump to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for CCIV Lucid Motors. So let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $23.43, being down 3.50%. On the low, it tested $22.66, and then on the high, testing $24.93. And when we take a look at the price in after hours at the time of this recording at 4:50 p.m., it is at $23.40. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, we have 12.306 million shares that were traded. And as far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, it is at 10.404 million. So we had above average volume, but we could see, you know what, there was a lot of selling that was happening. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. And of course, we know about the volatility. We've been talking about this for quite some time. So just for your information, we are using the 6-month 2-hour chart. So one of the things I want to point out to you guys, we can see we tested 24.93. So it's very clear that we have an area of resistance here right at this $25 level. But since we pulled back quite a bit, the next area that we want to see a test of is right here at 24. If we can gain some momentum above 24 going into tomorrow, then of course I want to look forward to seeing that test to 25. If we're able to surpass this particular area at 25 bucks, then I would look forward to seeing a strong move getting to around 25.40. Now, one of the things that we need to understand here with the volatility that is happening, especially at the vote that's going down tomorrow, and then we also have the business combination, of course, pending on the vote results, which I know it's going to be favorable, then we need to understand as far as where we want to see CCIV hold up is right here around this $23 level. We want to see that hold up. If it decides to break through, then of course the next level to keep an eye on here will be around $22. If this area ends up breaking, you guys know I'm going to love this because I look at this as an opportunity to add. I told you I would add around the $20 range, and also I'd keep some more money on the side if it pulled back even further going up below 20 as well. But we do know there is some support at 20, and there also is some support here right around 19.40. So taking everything into consideration, if you are inside of a CCIV and you want to play off the volatility, keep an eye on those areas that we just spoke about, because either if it pulls back or decides to make a strong move, you should be able to formulate a strategy from this. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for CCIV. So we can see the short volume ratio being at 19.57%. As we scroll down on the page, short shares availability is at 250,000 updated just now. And as far as for the short ball free rate, it is at 17.54%. So that is fairly high as well. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see here as far as the 19th close, it was at 19.57. But for July the 20th, which was yesterday, it got to 22.92. So of course, shorts are vested heavily in CCIV. So it's going to be very interesting to see what those numbers look like later on in the evening. And part of the reasons being is we are getting close to the business combination. We also have the shareholder vote that's going down tomorrow as well. So lots of volatility, a lot of opportunities, especially for anyone that's want to do any short-term trades, whether you're going on the long or as far as on the short side. But one thing to do be aware of though, when you have short interest this fairly high, this stock is open to a lot of manipulation. But if we have a lot of buying pressure and a lot of volume comes in, of course, this could be very beneficial for CCIV. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CCIV. So we can see on the inflow, we have 54, and on the outflow, we have 71. We have 0 on the large for both. On the medium, we have 37, and on the small, we have 17. As far as for the outflow side, we had 50 on the medium, small, we had 21. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see there were no large scale orders whatsoever for July the 21st or the 20th or the 19th, and all outflow days on the 15th and as well as the 16th. Of course, this is of no surprise with all of the volatility that's coming ahead with some of these important dates. And these important dates I will be talking about inside of the final thoughts, but I want you to understand most of the activity you see going down at CCIV is going on the retail investor side. So there's a lot of traders and so forth, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are traders in there with short positions, also people who are buying puts, playing off the volatility. So I want you guys to understand this. So if you're going to be going long on CCIV like myself, because that's pretty much my focus with this particular play, continue to exercise patience. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for CCIV, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this week comes to a close. As far as Thursday is concerned, we can look forward to seeing more volatility. Another thing that I want to give you guys a heads up on, yes, you do have to make sure you put in your votes. I do believe that this vote is going to be going through and we are going to be seeing Lucid. So I just want to make sure I'm clear about that, but also bring it to your attention just in case if you haven't had the opportunity to do so. When we went on Fintel taking a look at the short interest information, of course, CCIV has that short squeeze potential. So with a lot of buying pressure and a lot of volume, we can look forward to seeing moves to the upside. But do keep in mind, when I was doing the technical analysis and I was pointing out those areas of resistance and as well as support, you want to be able to have a game plan formulated around that. I myself personally and everyone who's inside of the private group, we're not going to be trading CCIV whatsoever. Instead, what we're going to be doing, which I'm going to be telling my group, is when I'm going to be deciding to actually buy shares for the long term. And the reason why being is they have not sold one car as of yet. We do know the demand, it is already there. Their cars look beautiful. Again, I just love the way they look. We also know as far as tech is concerned, it should be top notch. They have the right management in place. But we also do need to understand as far as how the market looks at CCIV, they're seeing it as being overpriced. And that's part of the reasons why there's a lot of short interest on this play. Not only on the retail side, but you could also see this on the put side as well. So taking this all into consideration here, there's no reason to FOMO into this play right around the ticker change, all right? So I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. And I also want to make sure that you're maximizing your profits, especially when it does run up. So I hope you found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.